Hi, it's Tim Hagen from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode of Coaching Conversations. And I wanted to make you aware of something very cool that we're doing on a subscription basis, and we'll put a link in each one of our episodes. But every Wednesday, we're going to be doing what we call an audio podcast workshop. That workshop will be roughly about 14 to maybe 20 minutes per episode, with each month having a theme from a coaching model, using feedback strategically, to coaching self-awareness, and so on. So if you could, look in the body or in the content description of each episode, and you will see a link where you can join this subscription. These are literally 4 workshops every month, teaching specific strategies to address a particular area of workplace coaching, as it relates, again, to things like awareness, motivation, teamwork, and what have you. Here's the cool thing. It's only $10 per month, and each month you will get a handout that we will follow along with. So we also give you a tool for you to take notes as we go through each episode. We hope you'll check it out.
Yesterday, I had one of the more interesting days in my career. Starting at about 5:30 yesterday, I got a text message from a really good friend sharing with me that he had a pretty serious form of cancer. Now, the ironic thing, I wouldn't say the funny thing, but the ironic thing is later that day, I was to teach a workshop on coaching resilience. And my first reaction was, how could I do that workshop? I mean, it really hit me hard. Now, my friend is upbeat. He's positive. If anyone's going to beat it, it's going to be this guy. Yet I found myself thinking about myself. How could I do that workshop? I had a few appointments before that. I considered canceling them. And I think one of the healthiest things we can do, and sometimes I preach it, I teach it, yet I found myself not practicing it. And it really taught me something, and I think it's all of us. We are creatures of habit. We react. We protect ourselves. We think about, how is this impacting me? As I sat there and I thought, wait a minute. That's like going to a Jenny Craig class with a pizza in my hands, and I got a beautiful Wisconsin body, and I'm there to learn about dieting. How hypocritical is that? And I thought, I have to teach a workshop on resilience. Yet I considered canceling it for my own preservation, for my own comfort. And I thought, what a way to dishonor a friendship. What a way to really not look in the mirror and think about others. So as the day continued, we're all a part of a community. And this community that my friend runs was unbelievably gracious and awesome. And we're all doing stuff. We're all jumping in. We're all helping each other, but we're really helping our friend. And as the day went on, I went from about 5:30 with this dreadful news to about 7 a.m. thinking, woe is me. Oh, poor Tim. Look at what I'm going through. I'm not going through a damn thing. And then by about 8 or 9, I thought, wait a minute. I'm teaching resilience at 1 o'clock. I'm full of crap. What we need to do, what I need to do, is think about, how do we take this as an opportunity? How do we turn it into something? What do we need to do? How do we help our friend? And the rest of the day was motivational. It was inspirational. It does not solve my friend's problem. Does not solve his battle with cancer. He's in for a fight. And I sat there and I thought, this guy is upbeat and he's positive. He's outside. He's walking. He's doing all these things. And here's what I'm going to do to beat it. And said, by the way, Tim, how's business? And I had the thought of canceling. Now, I think it's human nature. I don't think I'm a bad person. Yet, it taught me something. We tend to think about things that protect ourselves. Woe is me. So, one of our clients, a financial services firm, a manager, a coach, a really good coach, sent me an email, said, could you call me? And right after I taught my workshop, I called him about an hour after the workshop, and I said, what's up? And he said, I'm so frustrated. And I said, why? What's going on? He said, our company just announced all these awards. And I could hear it in his voice. I knew immediately he didn't get an award. And he said, I'm really ticked off. I went above and beyond the call of duty. I worked my butt off. I went 6-7 days a week this year, and I didn't get an award. Other people who I felt did not work as hard got awards. And I said, wow, that stinks. That's tough. And I said, I had kind of one of those days too. And he said, what do you mean? I said, and I went on to share what I just shared with you. And I could hear the silence on the other end of the phone. I could hear it. And he said, wow. I said, look, this world, 2020, I think we should just nickname this year sideways. Everything got turned sideways. Whether good, whether bad, everything in between, it got turned sideways. I said, so I just want to share this with you. Today, I would have been a hypocrite. I said, you work for a company that in 2020 is giving out awards. Now, individually, probably deserve one. I get it. Yet, is the company really a bad company? He said, of course not. So I think what happens is that when we have human reactions, we typically, and I'll quote Tasha Eurich, or I'll reference Tasha Eurich's work, which I reference to all my clients now. I think it's brilliant. 95% of people in her study say, I'm highly self-aware, self-aware. Yet only 10 to 15% in her work, she found out, are truly self-aware. I lost my sense of self-awareness yesterday. I thought about me on the other end of a text message from a friend who said, by the way, I have cancer, I'll beat it. So we have these reactions. And if we can increase our self-awareness, if we can think about the bigger picture, if we can get outside of our bodies and not think individualistically, much like that financial services manager who's literally upset his company is giving out awards during a pandemic crisis. That's the nuttiest thing I've ever heard, next to the thing I shared about my friend at 5:30 in the morning. So it teaches us. And what we have to do as leaders is realize one thing. People react. They react in the moment. We typically don't react objectively or openly or non-emotionally. We typically react emotionally and we think about, how is this going to impact me? And sometimes we bring it to this level. It's all about me. Yesterday was not about me. Yesterday was not about that financial services manager not getting an award. There are bigger pictures. And what we have as an opportunity as leadership coaches is to help people see beyond themselves, to see the bigger picture, to see what the company's trying to do, and not let our own individual criteria serve as a catalyst as to how to react to those things. I truly hope this has helped. Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagen and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21-day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called Coach to You. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.